Hey team, I thought it'd be easier just to do a quick video for you. It's Friday night, I was supposed to be out making a dick of myself in front of some friends, but those friends got COVID, so now I'm doing this. So I've been working on 7 Lily Way, the Sings plan I've had quite a few days on it now. I'd hate to think how much money I've spent working on it. And at this point, I want to pause and just get you guys feedback on it, because I'd hate to keep going on something that you know is just not going to work. So I thought I'd just go over it real quick, and then we can discuss it, and I'd love you guys to give me some feedback. So this is where we're at. Here's the site. I've pulled the garage right forward. Now it's not a 3 metre setback up there; it's 1.5, because that's a privately owned right of way. No, so 7 Lily Way is privately owned right of way. So we can go 3.5. We can also push that back 1.5. We can push that back 3 meters if we wanted to as well. There'd be no issue there. And here, because we're on a timber floor now, and I'll show you why I've done that in a minute, we're running through over the BRL, but of course we've got the cantilever for the timber floor, so we're not going to have any piles on the other side of the BRL. Even if we did have piles on the other side of the BRL, I happen to know that this here is actually pretty good ground, because of plots I've done up here, and so it's not really an issue. Alright, so first of all, meterage. You will notice that the square meterage, I'm at 205.05, and the original was 205. All of the areas and spaces, all the key spaces, the living spaces, the bedrooms and all that kind of stuff are the same or very similar to what was in Steve's plans. So that the customer shouldn't have any sort of feeling like they're losing anything. They should feel like everything is the same. That's my plan. I intend to make this 205.5, so I'll find that 4.5 square meters as I go along and develop it a little bit more. You'll see the extra development I need to do later on. I also haven't put any staircases in at this point, just in case we need to make changes. A staircase takes 20 minutes to half an hour to do properly, and of course, because there's 3 of them in here, that's an hour to an hour and a half worth of work. And then if someone says, I don't want to change that, I don't want to have to redo it. So that's why that's not in there just at this point. So the idea is the garage is at the top at 47 meters above sea level. And then you come in there. To get out of the garage, you'll go down a garage door. You can't see it because I've got it on the wrong layer, but out of a garage door here, I'll show you in a minute, down here, and there's like a landing here. Then below there, about 600 mils lower, is the entrance. So you'll come in here to the entrance, bedroom, bathroom, and then down these steps. Now I wasn't sure about this bathroom, whether or not we want the door coming off there. I can do that, just let me know. Or off there as an ensuite. I actually thought it looked really nice as an ensuite, and I figure they're probably going to put their parents in there. I'm assuming when the parents come from India, that's where they're going to go, but you guys know the customers, so I'll leave that to you to discuss with them. So down the staircase, family room. Family room was downstairs in here. I've moved it up to here, and I think that fills that space really nicely. Obviously there'll be stairs there and stairs there, so you'll just have to imagine those for now. Pantry, hot water cylinder, kitchen, dining, living area. Down the stairs down here, this drops about 1 meter, I think, from memory, between this floor level and this floor level. Then you've got your laundry, so that's probably the one main change I've made. They've got a separate laundry now that wasn't there. And then you come around, and obviously you've got your 2 kids' bedrooms and your master bedroom with your Dutch ensuite and a big walk-in wardrobe. So the roof area has gone from 161. Shane, from 161 square meters to 264 square meters. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, but I believe I've saved you quite a bit of money in the foundations, so hopefully it all works itself out for you. When you have a look at the site plan, you'll see how stretched out the house is, and I'll show you in a minute how tight it is on the daylighting. So you can just see there was no way that other house was going to fit on here. Like, it's just physically impossible, which you already know. And so we've basically just pulled it all out and separated it out into 4 separate layers. Now it was 5 layers. I had this master lower again, and I had it pulled back, and I had all this pulled back and the deck wrapping around there, because I wanted them to be able to look out and across there, but it just doesn't seem really practical. I could do that, but I'm going to have to reduce the square meterage, which is not what we want to do, obviously. To go back to them and say, hey, your house is the same price, but it's smaller, it's going to be a pretty hard sell. So I have to have 12 square meters of outdoor decking area. Obviously, the rest of that 50 can be in here. That's no problem. So yeah, I still have to play around with that a little bit, but it's about 12 square meters there. As far as the exterior goes, okay, so don't pay attention to the roofs. They're only there at this point to give me reference points. What you see in the silver is not actually a roof, it's actually where your truss, the top of the truss will be. So on top of that, you still got purlins and roofing iron, and on the edges you still have your barges and your gutters to go on. So there'll be more added onto that. Now in Tauranga City, Mark, you might be interested in this. So we've got 55 degrees on your north face and 45 degrees on every other face, and nothing on this face. So technically you can't penetrate it with your barges or your eaves, but you also aren't governed by any daylighting, which isn't an issue on this site. In Tauranga City, and it's the only council that does it in the whole country, you're allowed to put your eaves into your setbacks. Now the way most councils get around that is they have lesser setbacks. So like Auckland for your urban areas is 1 meter, but you can't put your gutters or barges into that. Whereas Tauranga City say, oh, you can build up to 1.5 to the cladding, and your eaves are allowed to go inside that. Now it's actually to the gutter, not the eave, so we still have to be pushed back a little bit, but you can intersect that. What you can't do, which trips a lot of people up, is you can't have this eave, see this line here, because it goes up 2.7 and in 45, you can't have it in there. You can only have it in that side there. So that will trip you up. So you'll see here, it's there, so it's fine. If it was only 150 mils up, you couldn't do it. And that's obviously when we're getting down to this area here, becomes a major issue because these poke through really quickly as you go up the slope. The slope's really difficult, as you're already aware, because not only is this the 55 degrees and this is the 45, so this is your slackened slope. The site falls from high to low over here, so it's dramatically increased that issue. Again, you can see it on the foundation there. So this side drops much steeper than this side does. If you're wondering how tight I am, you can see there how close those are to that line there. Alright, so the idea is that we don't have any more blocks. No block foundations. We'll do a timber garage floor, timber floor for every other foundation. We'll have a deck, a vehicle deck, not a walking deck. A vehicle deck come through here. We may need to, if we can scrape out, we'll just scrape out of here. If we do need a small retaining wall, we'll pop a little timber retaining wall through here with some steps going down to a deck in this area here to go through that front door. We will shoot this roof line down. These roof lines are all going to get played with. Shoot this roof line down so it intersects with this roof and then comes through to here. And then I want to see if I can totally adjust this roof so that we can put a nice big window in here somewhere, if it's possible. It may not be possible, to get a really good view out in this direction, because that's, I would say, the direction they want to be looking in. My issue at the moment, and I'm going to resolve, this is going to be my first thing to resolve, is going to be this gutter height versus the stormwater inlet. Obviously I need this gutter to be higher than there. I've left it here for now because it's the tightest I can get on the daylighting, and also the I wanted to try and get some space in here for some windows. But obviously I need that gutter to be 300, it has to be by law 300 millimeters above the inlet of that stormwater pipe. So I'm just going to have to work on that, and I will let you know how I get on. I can use bubble up chambers and other things, but they obviously want to avoid that. And you're already aware, I'm guessing from Nick's job, Shane, that all these sites, unless you do a really basic design, anything two-story, all requires a septic pump. So we'll put the pump in down the bottom here and just pump the septic straight back up again. Alright, so love your guys' feedback on that, please. Take a look at the plan and let me know your initial thoughts, and we'll go from there. Cheers, guys.